Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 116. This is NXT TakeOver Resistance. We have 3 pre-show matches tonight. We are being held in front of 14,178 people here at Alabama's Coleman Coliseum. But like I said, we have 3 pre-show matches, so let's get straight into the action and waste no time, guys. I'm very excited to present this because after this, we will be on the road to Legacy 2, that is, our WrestleMania. Alright, in a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Mustache Mountain, the team of Tyler Bate and Trent Seven defeated Cesar Bonjani, and Fabian Achner in 613 when Seven defeated Bonjani by pinfall with a 7 stars lariat. Bate carried the match, obviously, with a 71, 48 for 7, 35 and 41 for Achner and Bonjani, respectively. Trent Seven is improving in Rumble skills, which is fantastic. 53 C-. And the next pre-show bout, Ember Moon defeats Mandy Rose in 5:55 with the O-Face. Poor pre-show match, but Ember Moon gets the win regardlessly. The announcing quality did lift the match, which is good. 54 and a 38 for Moon and Rose. No real, this match was just not great. What can I say? Just trying to get Ember Moon a little momentum here. 51D+. And an amount that I had a little bit high hopes for. Pete Dunne of Manifest Destiny defeats Ty Dillinger 12:04 by pinfall with the bitter end. 66 C+ for Dunne and Dillinger. 70 and 55 could have been better, could have been worse, but I'll take it. In a 12-minute match, Pete Dunne gets the victory. 66 C+. All right, now onto the main card. Mauro Ranallo, Kevin Kelly, and Steve Corino welcome us to NXT. Mauro says that tonight on NXT, we're going to have one hell of a show. The camera stands with him for a moment as we fade to ringside. The first match featuring the Street Profits after defeating Sanity at Resistance last week will vie for the NXT United States Tag Team Championships coming off. We start the show hot. Let's see what happens here. Kevin Kelly looked lost. Fantastic, Kevin Kelly. Mauro Ranallo is developing better performance skills, which is great. 69 C+. And in the opening bout, in a decent match, Sanity defeats the Street Profits in 13:26 when Killian Dane defeats Montez Ford by pinfall with a double tree. They make defense number 2 of the NXT United States Championship Tag Team titles. 66 and 68 for Dane and Wolf, who, now, Dane and Wolf have not been like AOP in terms of being as over, but they have been doing a great job as well. This match got the crowd hotter. Wolf's gimmick is still not doing great after a tweak. Ford is continuing to improve in Rumble, which is fantastic. 64 C+. Sanity retains today. All right, next up, as Sanity retains the NXT Tag Team Championship here tonight in dominating fashion, possibly proving the victory by the Street Profits was more over a fluke. But we know this is for sure. The Profits have the potential to beat Sanity. They've done it before, but tonight, Crazy reigns supreme as Wolf and Dane retain. So 68 C+, just, of course, in ring, celebrating, blah, blah, blah. But just doing this to continue to push the overness of Sanity and to really continue to use the Street Profits where available in events to get them over as much as possible. 68 C+. All right, next up, we get a split screen of Andrade Cien with Zelina Vega and Eric Young with Nikki Cross, who remains outside. Both warming up for the match coming up next. Winner taking on NXT World Champion at NXT TakeOver Legacy. Remember, tonight we have a huge main event as Mr. NXT faces Roddy Strong. The winner here will face them at Legacy 2. Almost was a real star. Zelina Vega was fantastic and Cross looked good. Roddy versus the World Sterling has advanced but lost heat unfortunately. 66 C+. Oh wow. In a superb bout, Andrade Cien defeats Eric Young in 15:19 by pinfall with a Brillante driver. 83 for Almas, 70 for Young. We've advanced the Roddy versus the World segment as we know now Almas will be facing him at NXT TakeOver Legacy 2. What a performance by Eric Young, though. Put in a 70 against 83 for Almas. Very solid. Eric Young is improving in performance skills here. So, absolutely fantastic. Eric Young of Sanity has continued. I know I accidentally skipped it too quickly, but Eric Young of Sanity in this save has continued to just absolutely get over and over and over, and that's why we're pushing him as hard as we have been lately. All right, next up, the camera shows us William Regal backstage wishing No Way Jose luck, and he's going to need it. He's facing Lars Sullivan coming up next. Lars wanted a competition. He wanted some matches that were more difficult, and here we get a very brawl-based match between Lars Sullivan and No Way Jose. Now, I booked a hot match prior, So I'm wondering if the crowd's still at an emotional high and I can actually ride this to like a 75 rating between No Way Jose and Lars Sullivan. I noticed they're both brawl-based wrestlers, so I made a brawl-based match aim. We'll see what happens here. 82B. But before that, we get a recap about the crazy run that Sullivan has been on and how hard and difficult it's been even to get the big man off his feet. Lars has beaten everyone and wants more competition. Tonight he gets it. As No Way As No Way Jose volunteered to William Regal. If it's competition Lars wants, it's competitions I can give him. Lars Sullivan, No Way Jose, next. And I apologize for sneezing there, guys. I'm not apologizing for sneezing. I'm apologizing for sneezing against the microphone more than I wanted. 77B, let me know what you guys think of this Lars Sullivan, No Way Jose program. I think it could be a fun one, and I think we could possibly continue it after the NXT TakeOver special. Let me know if you want to see it continue into Season 3, or if you want me to end it here, or just just feedback in general. 77B. All right, here we go. And about that, I had good wrestling and a decent reaction. Lars Sullivan defeats No Way Jose in 8:43 by pinfall with a spear. 69 and 64 for No Way and Lars Sullivan. Both guys are about 50 over. 45 for Sullivan, 50 for No Way Jose. So I'll take it. 68 C plus. We've absolutely booked this match very smart, protected both workers, and a 68 C plus is, I was hoping for mid 70s, but I'll take a 68 C plus. That is not bad at all for the talent in ring that these two possess. Especially, when they fight other people, more talented workers, their matches are generally higher, but putting these two in a match against one another and still coming out with a 68 C plus all day long, guys. 68 C plus. No Way Jose and Lars Sullivan, with Sullivan getting the victory. His push continues. All right, next up, we get a video hyping the Mae Young Classic, and it's coming soon. I believe I have it in the end of February, but it's definitely coming up before the end of Season 2. And the end of Season 2 ends in March. So it's very, very soon, as you can see here at the date. It's going to be coming up very quickly. 86 C+. That's not going to be in lieu of NXT TV, by the way. That is an addition for you guys. 86 B+. All right, next up, and about that, I had good wrestling and a decent reaction. Asuka defeats Becky Lynch in 13:33 by submission with the Asuka lock. Asuka makes defense number 3 of her NXT Women's World Championship. And this is the big one here. A 71 C+ rating for Becky and Asuka. There was no diva-based matchup here. This was a 63 and a 68 for Becky and Asuka. A very solid, very, very, very solid bout between these two women. Asuka's improving in performance, which is fantastic. Becky comes up just a little bit short, but everyone comes up typically a little short against Asuka. 71 C+. The bell sounds declaring Asuka the victor. Asuka successfully defending her NXT Women's World Championship here tonight at NXT TakeOver Resistance. Pete Dunne, Asuka's Manifest Destiny cohort, has a microphone in hand and begins to cut a promo about Asuka's dominance. Pete Dunne leans in and asks Asuka a question, which leads to the "nobody is ready for Asuka" catchphrase. As Asuka is finishing, the lights go out, and a bunch of stars and mist start to float over the entire arena. The camera focuses on Pete Dunne and the NXT World Champion Asuka. Who could this be? What could this be? 65C. The place goes nuts as the camera zooms away, and Asuka and Pete Dunne, as the Princess Pirate herself, Kairi Sane, is standing. Kairi Sane is. I'm gonna have to go back actually and watch the official pronunciation. We're gonna go Kairi Sane. If you guys have a preference, let me know. But it's Kairi Sane is standing at the top of the ramp, gimmicks and all, as she simply points down the ramp and towards Asuka, who's stopped dead in her tracks. Way to butcher that massive debut here for Kairi Sane by me questioning how to say her name correctly. I'm typically pretty good with these things. I watch NXT every week. I watch it religiously. I went through the network actually and watched everything else from the beginning with Cohen, who's at school right now. So that's why I'm doing this little quick recording. But yeah, guys, Kairi Sane, Kairi Sane, Nia, for whatever reason, some of these names just give me trouble. Either way, there was 71 C+. Sorry, Kairi. Sorry, Zane, for butchering your debut. But anyways, massive debut. And if you can't tell, well, let me spell it out for you. Asuka's defending against the Princess Pirate come NXT TakeOver Legacy 2. Asuka's undefeated, but Kairi Sane is by far the most talented worker we're going to have on the roster aside from Asuka, and it's going to be one hell of a show. 71 C+, as the build towards Asuka and Kairi starts now. All right, next up, in a good match, the Undisputed Era defeats the Revival in 11:29 when Fish defeats Dash Wilder by pinfall following interference from Adam Cole. A 76B-, extremely good match here, and the Undisputed Era continues to cheat. It's ridiculous. 76 and 76 for Dawson and Wilder, 66 and 64, and the Revival is just beyond themselves with the constant cheating nature by the Undisputed Era. 76B-. All right, the fans boo as the Undisputed Era continue their cheating ways. obtaining victories by any means necessary, this time at the hands of the Revival. All of a sudden, William Regal's theme hits, and he has a microphone in hand. Regal coming out of nowhere to surprise the Undisputed Era. Regal says normally a referee's ruling is final, the pinfall is final, and like that, this is the case now. The fans boo, the Undisputed Era laughing, thinking they've outsmarted everyone again. But this isn't going to go down like this tonight. Not tonight, not at TakeOver, not with Legacy looming, says Regal. The fans cheer. So we are restarting the match, the entire Undisputed Era against the Revival and their partner. 79B, Regal's going to restart the match, and he has a partner for the Revival. Who is it? Johnny Gargano. That's right, Johnny Wrestling, who lost in the main event against Mr. NXT thanks to the Undisputed Era. It's coming in to help the Revival here take on the Undisputed Era. 91A for the appearance of Johnny Wrestling. In a superb match, Johnny Gargano and the Revival defeat the Undisputed Era, Cole, Bebe, Fish, and O'Reilly in 12:21 when Dash defeats Kyle O'Reilly by pinfall with a full Nelson Slam. Gargano is head and shoulders above everyone else with an 89. Dawson and Wilder with a 74 and 77. 70, 69, and 71 for the Undisputed Era. They're getting better in ring, which is great. The Undisputed Era and Gargano Escape storyline have both advanced. 80B. And Johnny Gargano, after the match is restarted along with the Revival, defeats the Undisputed Era. Awesome. All right, next, here we go, guys. I tried something for the main event. I have no idea how it's going to work out, but we're going to go ahead and try it. We get a hype video featuring the NXT World Champion Roddy Strong in his title reign. We then get a shot of Mr. NXT in his title reign coming to a head here tonight. Roddy, Mr. NXT, NXT World Championship match. Next. So here we go, guys. Mr. NXT has a gimmick that's getting stale. The segment deserved better color commentary. Mrs. NXT was good. Roddy versus the World storyline has advanced. Roddy, Mr. NXT in a super long match. I'm a little nervous, but we're going to go ahead and run it anyways. 90A, let's see what happens. In an exceptional bout, Roderick Strong defeats Mr. NXT in 35-55 by submission with the stronghold. Roderick Strong makes defense number 7 of his NXT World Championship title. So it's an 80B, a 35-minute match. I'm thrilled with the outcome, to be completely honest. I don't get as high as the ratings as some of those other bookers out there. TTV, BK, a couple of the other guys out there. But, I mean, 80B, I'll take it, guys. 81 and 88. When Roderick Strong, in this save, when Mr. NXT started, he was about a 30-35. Roddy was a good 40. I mean, Roderick Strong's almost at an 80 now. I mean, great by Roddy and Mr. NXT. To be able to put on a B 80, I'm thrilled. Let's see what the dirt sheet says here. All pluses. The segment was penalized for being done to a crowd that was already an emotional high. All right, so I'm wondering does everybody have the perfect show on? I mean, because I feel like when I turn off, not when I turn it off, but when I watch my son book, he's 8. He just turned 8. He gets similar ratings in matches across the card that doesn't have, the entire show perfect theory turn on. So I wonder if these 80s Bs are really impressive given the situation of the perfect show theory turned on. So I'm wondering if these would be higher if not for that. They'd be more in the 88 range. I'm not sure, so if you guys can let me know in the comments, that'd be great if you guys experience stuff like this as well. But either way, I mean, this was an absolutely fantastic match. Roddy Strong and Mr. NXT with a 80B, which is basically a 4-star match. I mean, absolutely fantastic. 80B, Roderick Strong retains. All right, the bell sounds. Look at this, 95A, just between these 3 workers after the match. The bell sounds as Roderick Strong has retained. Roderick Strong has retained the NXT World Championship. Roderick Strong is handed the championship, and flying past the fallen Mr. NXT, Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega barking orders has began to lay the fists into the jaw of Roddy Strong, sending him down into the mat over and over and over again, fist after fist after fist, to the point where Almas actually draws a little bit of blood. Almas looks at the blood on his hand and simply smiles, El Idolo that is, then proceeds to lay them harder and harder, stiffing Roddy in the process. This looks like a shoot, brother. Almost looks down at the mat and grabs the NXT World Championship the referee had just given to Roddy and wipes Roddy's blood from his hand all over his championship and proceeds to, with Zelina Vega behind him, raise the championship high above his head. Roderick Strong has retained tonight, but Almas has just sent a clear message. At NXT TakeOver Legacy 2, it's going to be Roddy Strong defending the NXT World Championship against former champion Andrade Cien Almas. The camera then fades out on TakeOver with Almas tossing the title back at the feet of Roderick Strong. A 100A star segment. Our first 100A star segment here in NXT The Save. I've gotten a couple before messing around, with The Rock and Stone Cold back in the day with no problems. But a 70A with Roderick Strong, Mr. NXT, Mrs. NXT, Zelina Vega, Andrade Cien Almas, I do not think you know how big of an accomplishment that is for me. These guys, like I said, this is NXT. This wasn't WWE. So getting these guys all around 50 and 60 to 70 and 80 over, it's just an absolutely fantastic accomplishment for me. This is why I play this game. 100A star. We've gained heat. Everyone looked amazing except for Kevin Kelly, who looks lost. But aside from that, 100A star. Absolutely great way to end NXT TakeOver Resistance. Let's see what we get here. An 89A. Holy fuck. Yes. This is my highest rated show of all time. I've played this game, as I mentioned before, for years. By far, my highest rated show of all time. I'm taking a snapshot for you lads on Fantasy Bookers. But yeah, by far my best rated show of all time. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I can't believe it got such a high rating, to be completely honest. I worked really hard in booking the show, and I'm glad it turned out the way that I wanted. Speeches all around. We're going to go and give it to Roderick Strong. Roddy versus the world. We got to give it to, obviously, Mr. NXT. He couldn't have danced without a great dance partner. And we're going to go and give it to Andrade Cien Almas as the main event for NXT TakeOver Legacy 2. After seeing what I just got, I was leaning towards Bobby Roode and whoever he faces. But after seeing this, I'm thinking we're going Strong and Almas, guys. Let me know what you think. Should I go Roode and his opponent, or should I go Strong and Almas in the main event? Either way, thanks for watching NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 116, NXT TakeOver Resistance, an absolutely unbelievable show. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a glorious rest of your day.